Okay. ¿Cómo era? I'm not too sure.
Podría seguir platicando todas estas cosas.
Yeah.
No estoy segura de que sí.
I can keep talking about this, but I'm not too sure if you follow me. Make sure to click subscribe.
Ahí estás, ya estás en Instagram.
¿Ya estoy? ¿Sí estoy? All righty. Okay. Hola, everybody. We're just waiting for some more people to catch up and get online with us.
Estás en LinkedIn. Estás en Facebook.
See? All right.
YouTube. No.
Hola, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon this Thursday, October 9th. Looking forward to a wonderful weekend. I know I am. We've still got some work cut out for us on Friday tomorrow, and on Saturday we're going to be heading out to La Ribera to take a look at a property over in Lighthouse Point Estates with one of our clients. So I hope you guys are interested in knowing more and discovering more about the Baja, even if it's not because you're interested in real estate, but you just love the Baja Sur and you want to enjoy the destination and discover new areas and have a good time. That's what today's all about. That's what every episode's all about, really. So I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. That said, we're taking a look at our ReloToBaja hot sheet. It's the hot sheet. The ReloToBaja hot sheet is what it is. We're still trying to come up with a name. I think that kind of works. I don't know. Give us your thoughts. Put your comments down in the comment section. And yeah, let's get started. So today's hot sheet with ReloToBaja is, again, you click on the MLS search, you go to property search. If you guys want to learn how to use this, once you get here to Baja California, I would make sure that this says any price, any beds, any baths, and we are taking a look at houses and condos exclusively. There are other types of categories. And when you go over here to the more and you want to see what's available today, what's new today, right? You make sure you click on this right here. It will give you a variety of different options, any, less than 2 days, less than 4, etc. We're going to look at what's new today. Now, here in Cabo San Lucas in the Baja Sur, it is approximately 5:30 in the afternoon at the time of this filming. So we want to know what's new today. And they came up with 19 new properties. And let's just take a look at where they're at. It shows that Todos Santos. Todos Santos is located over here on the Pacific side, about 45 minutes north of Cabo San Lucas at 1.7 million. There's something here, Sierra de la Giganta, Cabo Corridor. So that's somewhere in between the San Jose and Cabo San Lucas area. And when it says the Cabo Corridor, guys, it means that it's from the halfway mark towards Cabo San Lucas. That's what the Cabo Corridor is referring to. Oops, let me put that back over here. Okay, and that's what that's referring to in that respect. Let's go back over here. That's what that's all about. And here, Villas at Rancho San Lucas, Pacific side. Now, the Pacific side basically runs just outside of Cabo San Lucas, including a little bit of Cabo San Lucas on the Pacific side. Sorry for the redundancy. All the way up along the entire Pacific coast of the Baja Sur, well, frankly speaking, just a little bit. Oops, our screen is going crazy here. Just a little bit past the La Paz area, okay? This is considered the Pacific side. If you can see my map right here, this is all the Pacific side. All right. So again, to recap, we're looking at something in Todos Santos, which is on the Pacific. We're looking at something on the halfway mark in between San Jose and Cabo San Lucas towards Cabo San Lucas. We're looking at Rancho San Lucas. And by the way, Rancho San Lucas is a private gated community with a Greg Norman golf course. It's got the Grand Somar Resort there as well. And I believe that they have a new There was a rumor going on that the Fairmont Hotel would be building there, but I don't know, right? It may or may not happen. Um, Monte Luna in Cabo San Lucas. Now, this is likely to be directly in Cabo San Lucas, close to or in the Pedregal area. Monte Luna, if I'm not mistaken, is found in the Pedregal area. We'll take a look at those. And let's see here, San Jose del Cabo. Now, San Jose del Cabo is where the international airport is located of the Los Cabos area. We'll take a look at that. La Paz, look at this. We got something new in La Paz as well. And as you can see from this image, it's just a few blocks away from what I believe to be the Malecon. So we're going to take a good look, which is the boardwalk, the famous boardwalk of La Paz. Over here, Toscana 2. This is again on the corridor of Cabo Corridor. Again, it's the halfway point in between San Jose and Cabo San Lucas towards Cabo San Lucas is what we're heading at. Same thing with Misiones del Cabo. This was originally both full ownership and a hotel area. A little bit of an older build, but very great location. We're going to talk about those. What else do we have going on here? The White Lotus area. This is located over in the El Tizal Hillside. We're going to be covering that. That's going to be a nice little property. The Vista Vela. Vista Vela 3. This is their third phase in the Vista Vela area, which is located just off the highway behind Costco. For those of you that are familiar, behind Costco, easy drive into downtown Cabo San Lucas. And what's beautiful about the El Tizal Hillside, it's a very self-contained hillside with lots of amenities. I mean, tons of restaurants, easy shopping, easy gasoline stations. What can I tell you? I mean, you really don't have to go into downtown unless you want to in that respect. More Vista Vela 3. What else do we have here? This one is kind of, well, we don't know. It just says Cabo Corridor. We'll find out what that is. Let's see here. A little more of the same. Vista Vela 3, Cabo San Lucas, and then ultimately some Cabo San Lucas, 136,179. These are brand new properties. So let's take a look at these from high to low, and let's get this started. So obviously we saw some properties for under $200,000. We really didn't see anything for less than $100,000 that's new. I'm happy to see some inventory here right at the 199 and 179 and 136. For those of you that are looking for maybe some potential investments, those are great. Live where the locals live, if that's what you're interested in, but it would be a really good investment. And at some of these price points, I wouldn't doubt that you might even get that infamous or that famous 1% per month return on investment on something like these. All right, but let's start at the top. For those of you looking to invest under the $2 million mark, let's take a quick look at these. All right. So here we are. Where is this one located? What we always do is we go to the map, we hit hybrid, and we take a good look. Okay, clearly this is over, like it says, Todos Santos. This is on the north end of Todos Santos, and it is close to the water, I believe just a few blocks away from the water. So here's the famous dividing line of Todos Santos. It's a wonderful little waterway that cuts through here, oasis, if you would. This is the historical downtown area of Todos Santos. Todos Santos is known as a wonderful art community, lots of artists and artisans. If you like to surf, you're not too far from surf breaks in Pescadero as well. Beautiful, beautiful area. The weather there tends to be considerably cooler than you might find in Cabo San Lucas or even in the La Paz area, which are both about 45 minutes away. So you might check that out. Let's zoom in a little bit more, take a little closer look. And as you can see, you are kind of surrounded by agricultural properties here, but you're not too far from the water. So let's take a deeper look into this property. All right, 1.7, 7 bedrooms, 8 baths, 3,200 square feet. You're looking at least 3 buildings here on this property. One of them is 2 stories. Look at that. These are polished cement floors. Nice finishes is what you're looking at right here. Solid wood doors, I would like to believe. It's very modern, but yet simple. Yeah. Again, more polished cement, almost like a Venetian plaster finish look right there. Clearly, that's cement. I doubt that that's plaster, but they made it look like it, simulated it. It's very sexy. Nice farm door right there, or barn door. Keep it simple. Keep it looking sexy, which is what it looks like. Look at that. Beautiful sunset photograph right there. Outdoor shower. Show me a little bit more. Little rooftop deck. Look at all that lush vegetation surrounding you. It looks like this could very well be something that you could purchase and use as either a family compound or some sort of Airbnb, mini hotel, bed and breakfast. Maybe all you need to do is just add a little restaurant to it. What's this say here? The property features 3 charming standalone casitas, each measuring 36 square meters, alongside a thoughtfully designed 2-story quadplex building. The quadplex houses 2 36 square meter 1-bedroom apartments, a spacious 51 square meter 2-bedroom suite with a primary bedroom, and an efficient 21 square meter studio apartment. So what can I say? It's got a lot to offer. Easily turn this into a little rental income provider, while still you can live on site in that 2-bedroom. Lots of Airbnb going on right there, and like I said, a little family complex. Make a couple additions. I'm curious to see what the lot size. Oh, here we go. Lot size in acres. So an acre is about it is exactly 4,000 square meters. This is just under that. You're looking at over 1,600 square meters of lot size, which is quite ample. And from what we could see in these photographs, you have plenty of room to maybe add on just a little bit more, as you can see right here. Outdoor kitchen and whatnot. It looks like it comes fully furnished. Let's take a look again at these listing here. Yes, fully furnished. So that's an interesting purchase for 1.7 million. At the 1.55, this looks to be a rendering. So something that is up and coming. And again, whenever you're dealing with a render with a new construction, pre-construction property, super important to double check and make sure that we do our due diligence on the developer, make sure that they're going to be able to deliver on their promise of deadlines, timelines, and quality. That is super important, right? Obviously, all of these renderings do look quite sexy. They look like they are enticing, of course. A little zoomed in. Here we go. But let's take a quick look. All right, let's finish this up. There's your your floor plans. Where exactly is this property located? Let's take a quick look at that. Let's go back to the listing and hit the map. Okay, wonderful. So this is inside a gated community known as Cabo Bayo. Cabo Bayo is one of the very first oceanfront gated communities. One of the things that it boasts is this wonderful little beach right here, Cabo Bayo Beach. You know, there's no such thing as a private beach in Mexico. I know that there's some folks that try to restrict access to their beaches by making it difficult. But that said, this is Cabo Bayo Beach. It's a very small beach, and because of its location, a lot of the public really don't access it. So one could argue, one could say that this Cabo Bayo beach is fairly much just servicing the folks who live within Cabo Bayo and the adjacent area right here next door to it, okay, which is the Misiones area. So it is a wonderful beach. You can actually snorkel, swim at it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful little beach, pet friendly. What can I tell you? What's not to like about that little beach? And you're inside Cabo Bayo. This development originally designed to sell its lots for custom homes in the same way that this property is now a custom home. And from what you can tell, the location here, you just drive down Paseo Cabo Mil and hit this little point right here, drive over, and you're at the Cabo Bayo beach. Easy peasy, just beautiful. And believe me, you will enjoy living in this community if you do like this sort of stuff. And you're just 10 minutes away from really everything. Let's take a look. We've already seen the house. Let's take a look at the description. Under construction in the gated community of Cabo Bayo, this 4-bedroom, 4.5-bath modern home defines luxury coastal living just minutes from downtown Cabo and steps from a swimmable beach. Designed with clean architecture, open interiors, and stunning ocean views, enjoy expansive terraces, a pool with sunken seating and fire pit, and a rooftop patio with fireplace overlooking the Sea of Cortez. If this is something you feel you'll enjoy, let me know. Shoot me a private message or always ask me any questions that you have about owning something like this. What does it take, et cetera, et cetera. 5-car garage adds exceptional value for collectors or families needing extra space. And of course, Cabo Bayo offers 24/7 security, peaceful streets, quick access to golf, dining, and the marina, resort style retreat, and small Airbnb or family investment in one of Cabo's most desirable enclaves. I would agree with that comment 100% with that description. This is a great little place for 1.55. All right, let's take a look at the next one. 1.175. This is located on the Pacific side of Cabo San Lucas at Rancho San Lucas. And as I mentioned earlier, Rancho San Lucas is a Grand Somar / Playa Grande project, same family. They started building homes there as well. 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, 1 half bath. To express that, 4,623 square feet. There is a Greg Norman golf course there as well. Beautiful. I would argue that if you're going to go into town, it's going to take you about 20 odd minutes to get to town, not including the drive leaving the grounds. The grounds could add an extra 5 odd minutes, maybe 7 minutes just to leave the grounds, plus 20 minutes to get into town. You're probably looking at around a 30-minute drive with some traffic to get into town. It could be less, but just about there. I'd rather be conservative and give you those numbers. That said, you are on the Pacific side. It is very peaceful, very tranquil, very easy. What can I tell you? Let's take a look at these. These are custom built homes. And as you can see right here from this image, I think they could have done a little bit better job with the photographs, but you can see that there is an ocean view here. I don't know why they're taking, maybe that Land Cruiser comes with the home, and that's it. There's not a lot of photographs. Okay, cool job. There's just not a lot of photographs with this one. Let me see here. Anything that catches my eye? Yep, enclosed 2-car garage and comes with a 1988 Toyota Land Cruiser. Perfect Baja vehicle. So what can I tell you? That's why they took a picture of that Land Cruiser. I like Toyotas. I like Land Cruisers. They are excellent vehicles. But what can I tell you? So clearly, this is a resale, not direct from the developer, ready for delivery. All right. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know. Let's take a look at the next ones. 650, 588. Okay. Monteluna. I mentioned to you earlier that Monteluna, I believe, is in the Pedregal area. And we're going in price as we go slowly down. Monteluna, let's see here. Yes, Pedregal area, as we can see right here. The beautiful thing about the Pedregal, it is it is the original, if you would, and the quintessential gated community of Cabo San Lucas, which gives you access to the Pacific side and the downtown and marina area. The Pedregal has its own water supply due to its water wells that it has on site. And you would be paying two HOA fees here. So the HOA fee is combining both the master plan gated community, where you will find not just the resource of water, your own water, but you'll also enjoy pickleball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts, your own beach, if you would. There is the new, what is it called, the Mountain Club, if I'm not mistaken. I'll confirm if I'm misnaming that incorrectly, right there as well, which has a restaurant, a spa, a gym. That's a separate fee altogether if you want to access these things as a resident of the Pedregal, okay, which is really, really nice. But this being a condo is located on the condo side of the Pedregal. All of the condos are concentrated on one side of the Pedregal Hill, and they do have some really nice views. This one in particular, Monteluna, let's take a look at what they have to offer with respect to views, is looking more at a city lights view at night. It looks like you have an outdoor kitchen, and it has a very wide balcony, as you can see with that table outside. This nice island cooktop. Again, little sofa area and these gorgeous views. Look at that. You do have a peekaboo view of the Cape of San Lucas, but not by very much. Now, I will say that this will still afford you the opportunity to enjoy the fireworks at night, especially during New Year's, if you're into having that party. But at night, that city lights view is like New York at night. So something to enjoy 100%. And that is a nice little condo there at Monte Luna. Now, this developer has built other projects here in Cabo San Lucas, and I believe also in the Pedregal as well. So it's a very reliable developer. This is not a pre-construction property. Clearly, it is a resale. And no, it does not come furnished. All right, interesting to know. That's what we're looking at for 650,000. Let's take a look at the next one. So just to make a point here, we dropped from 1.17 down to 650. So you can see that's a considerable drop as far as today's hot sheet is concerned. And let's look at the next one, 588,000. Where is this one located? It says 7 Cangrejo, San Jose del Cabo. That's where we're at. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, perfect. All right, so San Jose, guys, right? This is Highway 1, and this right here, this yellow streak that you see right here is considered the San Jose corridor. All right, just as you enter the actual town of San Jose. And right when you hit this little intersection, this is what's called the hotel zone and if you would, the Fonatur area. You've heard me mention Fonatur before. It's the National Tourist Fund of Mexico, and it no longer exists. But back in the day, it was founded to foster and foment tourism in specific areas of Mexico. And this was the second area in the Baja California Sur state of, and that is San Jose del Cabo. And what the Fonatur Trust did is that it created this hotel zone, put in a 9-hole golf course that you can replay twice, which is now privately owned by one of the hotels, the Vidanta Hotel specifically. And it was beautifully designed, actually, as you can see as I zoom in. Okay, so you have a commercial center right here. You have the golf course area right here. and all of these residential lots right in this area right here. Now, what's interesting is that there is this major riverway that and estuary that is right here. As you can see, it says Estuary Beach. Okay, when you go through this bridge and you cross over to the other side, this is where the second marina of the Los Cabos area is located. This was built in the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years, if I recall correctly. It was underway, under construction 20 years ago when I first got here. But let's just say it really became active in the last 15 odd years or so. And this area here is where it's located. Okay, right here, La Playita area. That's why it's called the beach. They translated it. It's the La Playita area right here, and this is the really the more inland area of La Playita. These little streets right here. So let's take a look. Now, this road you see right here will take you all the way to the East Cape, where you're going to find a tremendous amount of surf breaks. Nine Palms, La Fortuna, shipwrecks. These are all different surf breaks that you can enjoy. And it's really off grid living off in that area. You've seen me cover this before in other videos. So it's a nice quiet area right here. And you're just about, when you consider this drive down and through over the bridge, you can get to the San Jose historical downtown area in about a 15 to 20-minute drive. Okay, let's take a look at the property itself. Is that the only picture? It is the only picture. I can't believe they did it. Okay, well, let me reload that just in case. Who does that? Who puts up a listing with just the one picture? Interesting. And there's no description. Agent, whoever you are, who's out there and listed this property, finish listing it. Okay, I hope it was just a mistake. Clearly, all right. Those of you that are watching, hey, what can I tell you? This is a perfect example of why you don't want to be too detailed when you do your own searches, because you might miss out on something. This is an example of someone that just didn't do a lot of details on their listing. Actually, hardly anything. There's no property description. There are nothing more than just one photograph for this one. So we'll leave it at that. The location I think is interesting. What can I tell you? Not much more. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, La Paz. So we're switching gears, guys. We've now gone up to the capital of the state of Baja California Sur, and this is the La Paz area. And from what I mentioned earlier, we're looking at about 1, 2, 3 blocks away from the Malecon. Let's take a look at the map to confirm. And again, here's the Malecon. This is the famous boardwalk of La Paz, as I've mentioned to you guys before. And that's one big block, 2 big blocks, 3 blocks. So about 3 blocks away, according to this, from what I could see, not counting this little street, but 1, 2, 3, just about. And there you are at the Malecon. The Malecon is this amazing boardwalk in the La Paz area that just seems to go on for miles. If you're into bike riding, skateboarding, roller skating, walking, jogging, it is a great place to enjoy the sunrises, the sunsets, spending time with your loved one, your lover, your family, your wife, your husband, whoever you like spending time with. It is a great little place, lined with restaurants and bars and whatnot. It is phenomenal for everyone, truly. What can I tell you? The sunsets in La Paz are spectacular. I strongly recommend you at least go check it out once. And La Paz is known for its ecotourism. You've heard me express that before. Let's take a look at this. So it looks like it's a corner property. Oh, look at that. Corner property. It has its nice little pool, lots of vegetation. It's almost like an oasis in the city. That is quite cool. Lots of light. It's simple but modern. Looks like you have a wet bar over here with a kitchen over there. If you're into this very kind of minimalistic style, let me know. Give me your comments. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could definitely add some carpentry here underneath the kitchen. It seems like it could be lacking some, even over here by the side of the stove. Definitely add some carpentry to this area. This is very, very basic polished cement, as you can see right here. And you can definitely add some more carpentry along the wall here as well if you wanted to finish that up. Even add more carpentry here underneath this. That could definitely go a long way. Very, very interesting property. What can I tell you? For 495,000, I would say that you're very much buying the lot, the land, the location, 100%. In this scenario. And you know what's beautiful about this? Whoever did this work here left it so that one could really add to it. I don't think it's something where you really have to tear down, take away, demolish in order to build back up. That's a very key feature, in my opinion. The location's phenomenal, if you ask me. No, you don't have a view, but you're in La Paz, just 3 blocks away from the Malecon. You could really turn that into something. And I have no doubt that you could build maybe 2 to 3 stories there as well. So if one got creative with this $500,000 property, make a good offer, maybe make some modifications to it, add a second floor and whatnot, you could really turn that into something special. 100%. Maybe even a small little Airbnb slash bed and breakfast area place. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, 100%. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so this brings us to Cabo San Lucas and the El Tizal hillside along with the Misiones area. We talked about the Cabo Bayo area, which sits on the ocean side of the highway about 10 minutes away from Cabo San Lucas. And we talked about Cabo Bayo Beach being a wonderful little snorkeling beach, pet friendly and whatnot. And this property, as I mentioned earlier, Misiones right here, this is this little Punta Cabeza de Ballena. I know that's all in Spanish for those of you that only speak English, but this little residential area right here is adjacent to Cabo Bayo, very, very much ocean front. Okay, has access to the Cabo Bayo Beach, but it also has access to Monuments Beach right over here. So the beautiful thing about living in the property we're looking at right now is that you have access to 2 beaches. One that is a very secure, safe place to swim, snorkel, take your pets to, and another that you can surf at. Los Cabos, from Cabo San Lucas to San Jose del Cabo, is very well known for having 3 really main surf breaks. One of them is way in San Jose del Cabo, which is Old Man's Beach, or they call it, Costa Azul, which is a great place for you to learn to surf, especially if you're just getting started. It's got nice, easy waves. But, even the more experienced surfers enjoy surfing there as well. And then you have the El Tule Beach area, which is like smack dab right in the middle, in between Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo. That requires more of an intermediate, experienced surfer to really enjoy, but still sometimes some easy waves as well, right? So it's kind of perfect. Monuments Beach is known for surfers having a little bit more experience. There's some rocks that kind of jut out, and stick up and whatnot. And you really want to be able to have, because you get almost like this direct wave, open ocean type scenario going on right there. Monuments Beach. And it's a short, very, well, I don't know what to call it. Shallow, short beach. It's not very wide. So you get some really nice waves right there, but you do have to know what you're doing, in my opinion. So living in this little point right here gives you the luxury of enjoying 2 wonderful beaches, Monuments Beach and Cabo Bayo Beach. and both of them offering just two different experiences, which is really, really cool. Walking distance, guys. I said that, walking distance, and that is really nice. So let's take a look at this. Misiones del Cabo 505, 5105. Okay, let's take a look at this one. I personally like these rocks, but you know what? My opinion is not the one that matters the most. It's yours. I kind of like all these rocks. And one of the things that you'll notice is the iguanas like to hang out on these rocks and kind of sunbathe and whatnot, which is really cool. And you got these beautiful, ocean view. What's really cool about this pool, it's that it's designed to be used only by a specific section of the Misiones area. It has a restaurant as well, a great bar. So if you like community and hanging out with folks and whatnot, it's a great place to socialize. What you're seeing right here is the stairwell that leads you over to the Cabo Bayo beach that we talked about earlier. Again, great place to snorkel, pet friendly, easy swimming beach. 5105. Well, clearly it looks like it's under remodeling, okay, or updating. And you can see from here with these floors compared to those that it is clearly getting an update. Look at that. So they look like they're eager to sell. Clearly, they're in the middle of working on that place. And otherwise, why would you show photos like this, right? So I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, you know what? $395. I got to tell you, for the location, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,300 square feet. Kudos to them for being brave and saying, hey, let's get this on the market and let's get it going. For $400,000, a property like that, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath with the location. Again, location, location, location. The number one rule in real estate, guys. What can I tell you? Would you be interested in having access to two beaches? Now, what I didn't share with you is that this place right here is located also right next to the Cape, which is a Thompson Hotel. And the Cape at the Thompson Hotel, wonderful restaurants, great bar, rooftop deck. If you like to party, you like to have a good time, you got that right there. Sunset Mona Lisa, beautiful, beautiful views at a great restaurant. And again, all walking distance. And then on top of that, there's a place called, let me show you if it zooms in right here. Come on, Jazz on the Rocks is right here. So if you're into jazz, live music with some of the greatest jazz musicians in the Los Cabos area, and many times they have special guests. What's that guy? Yeah. Man, I'll remember the name of the singer that showed up. Sometimes some guest appearance from the United States. What can I tell you? It's amazing. Not Lionel Richie. Sunset Mona Lisa's here. The Cape, Manta Restaurant, Monuments Beach, and over here, Cabo Bayo Beach. All of that's included. And at the Sun Rock right here, you have a gymnasium you can check out, another restaurant. All of this is walking distance, guys. And if you really wanted to get into town, you can. You're not too far from Fresco, okay, which in the Home Depot, Costco, great location. What can I tell you, guys? Location, location, location. And you got a little bit of an ocean view at this place. 5105 Misiones. Let me know if this is something that you feel you can rock. All right, let's go on to the next one. Toscana. So now we're on the hillside. We're on the mountain side of the highway in Cabo San Lucas, in the Cabo corridor. And I'll show you the map just to give you guys a feel of where this is located. A moment ago, we talked about Fresco and Home Depot being right here. Here's Costco, and this is located right here. This little section of the El Tizal hillside, okay, right here, is the original section that was developed before the hillside continued to expand uphill up here. Okay, so this was the original little El Tizal hillside development area, if you would. And this property sits right here, Toscana. And Toscana is made by a developer that has slowly developed this subdivision over time. And they've done it slowly in phases. Take a look at these right here. It does have a gym. It does not have a lot of views. Okay. But you have a nice, great quality build in a quiet neighborhood. All of these have these rooftop decks that do offer a view from the rooftop, guys, from the rooftop. Okay. And what's good is that the majority of the construction in the surrounding streets pretty much is done. I mean, there's still some parcels of land that will be developed, but you'll discover that a lot of these are pretty much done, and the view that you get is a view that you're going to keep. Okay, and in some of these, I would have to go specifically to this property and give you a better valuation on that. But it's safe to say that what I'm sharing with you now is fact. And it looks like this is a view from the second floor. Clearly, it's a peekaboo view, but there it is. It's got an interesting layout, floor plan. That's interesting. Why would you have the door right there with this? What's going on? I think they wanted to repurpose this room because I'm very familiar with where this is at. Right here, wherever the photographer's standing, behind him is actually a bar that looks into the kitchen. This is meant to be more of a like breakfast area nook or something like that. A little, I mean, it'd be different if I don't know what to tell you. That's what this is really meant to be. Breakfast area nook, separate from the formal dining. And then you have this is the guy that was standing taking the photography was somewhere over here where my cursor's at. This is your kitchen. This is the bar that I was referring to. And then there's your laundry room area right there. See, they were standing about right here taking that photo. Kind of odd. Yeah, there's that door. So again, this is the living room area over here. This circular area is the formal dining. That little breakfast nook area was over here. It's got a great little patio. Those stairs lead up to the rooftop deck. And you can see right there, that's Land's End. All right. And this is the grand entry. It actually has a water feature. I gotta say, this developer had some interesting designs, but there's a little bit of interesting stuff there, like this water feature that you get to enjoy just as you enter the property with this double ceiling here, double height ceiling. It's quite interesting. And here are your bedrooms. This is a nice little study area or office area. Bedroom, and then access outside. You could actually access the second floor through this stairwell here. So it's quite an interesting design. And this is Toscana in the El Tizal Hillside. There's that gym we were talking about. This is one of the common areas. They're currently building a second common area. Gives you a better sense. All right, so let's move on as we got more properties to check out. Okay, so White Lotus still on the El Tizal Hillside and the Vista Vela. Now there's 3 Vista Vela properties here. I'm not going to show them all. They pretty much look like they're all from the developer, it seems like, based on the photography that I'm looking at right here. So it's same, all developer inventory. They want to sell it out. Vista Vela is made by a reputable developer. This is their 3rd phase. They are currently working on Vista Vela Sunset, which is in another area of the El Tizal Hillside. So what can I tell you? A developer that has a decent reputation in the area, although they've had their challenges over time. But that said, they're still here and they are moving forward. Vista Vela 3 is located virtually behind Costco. Okay, so Vista Vela 2, then Vista Vela 3 sits right here. As you can see that. Costco. Soriana, which is the new 24-hour supermarkets located on this slot right here. And right as you go up this hill, there's this little plaza area with a second plaza being built now, where you'll find some fine dining restaurants. The Cabo Grill is right across the street, and there's a new storage area right here as well. So really, you have all of these amenities immediately next door to you. Beautiful thing about this Costco is you have a gasoline station as well. So I mean, really, between Costco, gasoline station, 24-hour supermarket, some fine dining, I don't know if you ever really need a car if you're just everything's within walking distance. But of course, there are a lot of beautiful things to check out in Cabo San Lucas. So whether you Uber or you drive, you'll have somewhere to go without a doubt. All right, let's take a look at this property. Now, these are all condos, and one of the nice thing about the common areas here, you have a nice little walking track. I believe a couple pools, gymnasium. Look at that gym. Here's your clubhouse. Clubhouse with a kitchen, in case you ever wanted to throw a little party. Or am I wrong? Was that the kitchen for the? No. This is the kitchen for the condo here. And those are all the photos they gave us. That was it. You know, I wish sometimes it would give us a little bit more, but it looks like this is a ground floor condo from what we can see here. Right as we look. Yep, that's all they gave us. That's all she wrote. All right, let's go back. Well, no, I would argue that is not a ground floor condo. 4504 is probably the fourth building, fifth floor, fourth condo on that floor. But again, it's more than likely a developer property, and that's why they always put up the same photography. So keep that in mind, guys, as you're looking through these and you're searching on our website. You see it's the same photography over and over again, but different condo number. It's likely to be a developer property. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're looking at that. Yeah, five pools, a gym, event spaces, clubhouse, fire pit, barbecue area, paddle court, a children's playground, pet friendly and ideal for both short and long-term rentals. A smart investment in one of Cabo's fastest growing areas. I would agree with that description 100%. If you're looking for views, this does not have it. But location. It's got all that and all of these items right here. Let's go on to the next one. White Lotus. All right. So again, still on the El Tizal hillside, not too far from what we've been looking at. What we were looking at was just about right here, right where my cursor's at. And this is a couple streets over in the original section of the El Tizal hillside, as we can see right here. And White Lotus is a smaller developer who decided to build these cute, and that's the word I'm using, cute little homes with these little dipping pools, right? What can I tell you? I mean, what's not to like? They're just cute. Look at that. I love the furniture. It's all Perota wood furniture is what it seems to be, which is nice hard wood that lasts forever, it seems like. This is your main entry. You enter, you have this nice little courtyard with dipping pool. So if you're exhausted and you need to cool off, you can either hit the shower or drop right into that little dipping pool right there. Hang out with the friends and family, have a drink, talk to them while they're inside the lobby, watch the game from the dipping pool, have something cooking on the grill. Look at that. What more do you need? Simple, easy, peasy. White Lotus. $374, 2 beds, 3 baths, 1,887 square feet. Is this something that would appeal to you? Let me know. Give me your thoughts. It's okay if you say no, right? I'm not offended. The idea here is to help you find out if you can find something you love within your budget, right? And this is today's hot sheet, guys. This is the hot sheet from today. Oops, sorry about that. This is today's hot sheet from today. Let's take a look and finish it off. All right. So rare to find a one bedroom, one bath, guys. One bedrooms, one baths, extremely rare, and that's one of the reasons why they have the price that they have. Uh, Ironically, we're looking at a one bedroom, one bath for $315,000, and then right beside it, we're looking at a three bedroom, two bath. Okay, 1,400 square feet, a little bit over double the square footage for 249. So this is an interesting comparison. Let's take a look at this one together, guys. All right. Oops, did I hit something here? Oh, did I skip one? Did I skip one? Oh, I hit it twice. All right. So here it is. So let's find out where exactly this one's at. Okay, so we find ourselves back at this point. We've talked a little bit extensively about this point today in our hot sheet with ReloToBaja, guys. Again, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you want to know more, if you have any specific questions, write those down. Let me know what you want to know more about. But this little point right here, located in between two beaches, Monuments Beach and Cabo Bayo Beach, filled with restaurants and amenities. This specific property here, just minutes away from downtown Cabo. Let's take a quick look. Okay, so this is in the Misiones del Cabo community, the same one where we saw that other condo at, guys. And it looks like, as a one bedroom, one bath, I wonder if it's fully furnished. Now, here's the deal. This is pretty much the view, okay? I want you to be very, 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 very well. What can I tell you? I got that. This is the view. There are a couple lots literally right here where my cursor's at, right where the flames are located, that could build something equal in size to these buildings here, right here. And you could lose some of this water view right there, okay? But those sunsets aren't going to go away. Again, it's location. You're in between two beaches. You have a wonderful pool. Like right here, these are the pads I was talking about. Okay. And you could lose this view right here. 100%. So that's one of the things you can expect from me, guys, when you're working with Cid Chacon. I am your real estate Sherpa in Baja Sur, and I will tell you what to expect. And you're likely to expect that over time, you're going to lose partly that view right there. But again, Sunset Mona Lisa, Jazz on the Rocks, the Cape, a Thompson Hotel. You got a great surfing beach known as, Monuments Beach. You got a great beach to snorkel and swim at, Cabo Bayo Beach. What more do you want? I mean, that's pretty awesome. And that's your pool area with the little swim up bar. And, it's up to you guys as homeowners to participate in your homeowners association and make your HOA greater. Make it better. It's up to you, and that ultimately will reflect both in your equity of your property and ultimately the rentability, both long-term and short-term, guys. And these are great little condos to rent out. I mean, look at that. You got this nice little galley type kitchen right here, little dining area, living room. If you put in a little bed right here, this becomes a bed that you can, sofa bed, that sleeps easily 4 people. You could rent this out. Easy peasy. For sure. All right, let's move on to the next one. So that's at 315. And now let's go over to this one, 249 for a 3-bedroom, 2 full baths, 1,400 square feet. Okay. Now, this is likely located, again, in that original El Tizal Hillside area that I've been sharing with you. It seems like today, all the new listings are located in the El Tizal Hillside in this little specific area, okay, which was, again, the original area of development in the El Tizal Hillside right here. This is the lowest lying section. From here on up, it goes a little higher up and you have more views, more views, more views because you're going up in elevation, okay? But that said, you're very close to, you got the Walmart right here, which is some restaurants. You got Costco over here as well. You got the gasoline station. I mean, really, just in this little stretch of highway right here, you got multitude of restaurants, shopping, gasoline stations. You don't really have to go into town if you don't want to. And then the rest of the hillside has some shopping centers, shopping malls, some restaurant areas as well. What's not to like? It's really a self-contained hillside. So let's take a look at this property here. Okay. Who plays guitar? I used to play the guitar, and I say used to because I stopped practicing, and it's all about practice, right, guys? I mean, if you used to play guitar, put your comments down below. Do you miss playing guitar? And you wish you didn't stop playing? I kind of wish I never stopped playing. All right, but look at this. Gorgeous, lots of light. There's nothing like having a place where with lots of natural light. I love how they framed this photograph here, and it looks like they took a photograph of a photograph because these look like little markers on a photograph. I'm not making fun. I'm not making fun, but you can clearly tell that's a photograph of a photograph. I mean, don't do that. Okay, now this is what's interesting about this place, guys. I believe it's a 3-story condo complex. You got outdoor parking here, which is behind gates, so you have secure parking. 3-story condo complex. You got this common area amenity up here. It looks like you have a nice little outdoor kitchen, okay, going on right there. This is the last condo at the end of the hallway, so you're not going to have a lot of through traffic. It's called Colinas del Tizal. I guess that's the name of the little development. Here's that rooftop amenity we were talking about just a moment ago. It's interesting. They give you this shot for perspective and idea of location only because you're not going to get this view, guys. You're not. But it gives you perspective is what it does. I've been inside this building before, and you know what? These are really cute and really nice condos. I'll give them that much. And it's a great location. And without a doubt, you can rent these out both for Airbnb and for vacation rental. Now, at $249, you want to make $2,490 a month, that magical 1% per month. Rent it out 15 to 20 nights. Can you rent this condo out at 100 and, what is it? $25 a night. Can you rent out the condo for $125 a night? 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. You tell me, will this rent for $125 a night if you wanted to, just 10 minutes away from downtown Cabo San Lucas? Okay, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Give me your opinion. What do you think? Will this rent out for about $125 a night so that you can make the magical 1%, renting this out 20 nights out of a 30-day month? Let me know. What's your opinion? All right, let's go on to the next one, guys. Now, this one has no photography available, but at least on that one, I hope they have something. So now we're getting right at the $200,000 price point. Incredible price point. There's not a lot of inventory, and that's all she wrote, guys. On this one, they're just, please, guys, agents, what happened? This is the second one. Brand new listing. 2 listings, one with only 1 photograph and one with no property photo available. How is that possible? What's going on? All right, next. Let's take a look at this one. Vista Vela 36402. Okay, so we've seen Vista Vela already. This is clearly the 6th building, 4th floor, 2nd condo on that floor. We've already seen basically its location. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Okay, so this is quite interesting. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $220,000. I'm really interested in knowing if maybe we can negotiate the price on this, because if you wanted to hit that magical 1% return on investment per month, we're looking at $2,200 a month, assuming that we paid full price for it. What if we could rent this out for 15 nights? What if we could rent it out for 20 nights out of the month? If we could rent this out for 20 nights out of the month, Would you pay $110 a night to stay in a place like this? Again, you have access to the 5 pools, you have access to the gym, and that's a nice gym, right? I don't know if you'll make use of the clubhouse as a renter, but you have all these amenities, a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $110 a night, 20 nights out of the month. Is that realistic? Do you think you could do that? Do your homework on Airbnb. Let me know if you think you can do that. And if so, send me a message. Let's get you guys into this condo right away. Remember, this is located right behind Costco. You got a 24-hour supermarket. If you did rent a car, there's a gasoline station at Costco. Get Costco gas, right? You're walking distance to multiple restaurants. What more do you want, right? And then you can actually get super close. You can get to Monuments Beach if you're into surfing, okay? Monuments Beach is accessible by the public, guys, okay? And that's a surfing beach. And it's literally across the street, well, across the highway. Let me rephrase that. And you can get to downtown Cabo, the main beach, all within 10 minutes or less, right? So I don't know. That might be a deal. That might be a decent price right there. Let's negotiate that, right? Let me know. All right, let's go on to the next one. And this will wrap up our hot sheet with ReloToBaja. All right. So we're looking at, it's interesting, we go from these two right here, at least this one at 220,000, which is located over in the El Tizal Hillside, and we're looking at 180,000. This is a $40,000 difference, about a 20% difference in price, approximately. And we're now looking at a completely different area. Now, this is Huerta Hermosa Pescadero. Now, I want to really make a big point here. Pescadero sits on the Pacific side. It has a completely different climate. Okay, let me show you on the map what we're talking about right here. So right here, this is, so we've talked about this in other videos, okay? We've talked about this in other videos, and Pescadero is in between Cabo San Lucas and Todos Santos. Here's Todos Santos, All Saints, and we'll pull out a little bit more right here, and here's Cabo San Lucas. It takes about 20 to 30 odd minutes to get to Pescadero. It's an area that is just north of Cerritos Beach. And what's interesting, as you can see with all those little green squares, it's a very agricultural area. You have some farm-to-table restaurants like Yerba Buena. You have Agricole right there as well. What can I tell you? It's really, really cool. Very up and coming. It's kind of very wealthy area, because there's a lot of folks with a lot of wealth, a lot of money that are going into Pescadero. It's very low key in that respect. What can I tell you? Very, very nice. Lots of water, electricity. You don't have to worry about those types of utilities in this area here at all whatsoever. And so we're looking at something here that more than likely, if I were you, although it looks cute and all as far as its size and cleanliness, we're likely buying location. But I'm interested here. Where exactly? I don't think that they put it properly on the map that I showed you a moment ago. And I say that because of what I'm looking at right here with the houses to the side, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. If you're all wondering what this big blue thing is right here, this is a water tank. Okay, it's usually an in-ground water tank. This could be about 2,500 liters to 5,000 liters. I can't quite tell by the photography here. I think it's 5,000 liters, frankly speaking. That's a 5,000 liter, what they call cistern. It would go normally in ground. 1 bedrooms, 1 bath. You know what? No, I think the pin was properly located. Look at that. You see this little tree right here growing? I think that's a mango tree. Or is it an avocado? You can grow all kinds of vegetation right here. It's quite amazing soil. Yeah, this is located where that pin was located. Now, Pescadero also has a couple surf breaks very, very close by. So you may not walk per se to these, but you can definitely drive and get there within just 10 minutes or so. And you got, what's it called? San Pedrito break. And you can go over to Cerritos Beach break as well. Very basic construction. So definitely something that you could kind of customize and make your own. Truly, I mean, you're really buying the shell, the land, and location. That's what you're doing with this property right here. You're buying the construction, the shell, the land, and the location. That's what you're getting with this. I'm curious to see how large this parcel of land is. There's an HOA fee. That's not in dollars, by the way, guys. That's got to be in pesos, $50. I'd have to look a little deeper into this one because there's just some things here. And this is, again, a great example of when I share with you guys, don't be too detailed with your search criteria when you enter it on the website because you might miss out on properties that could be of high interest to you. I mean, these kind of data that they've inputted into this, just I don't know, it kind of throws me off. I'd have to look a little deeper into it. It's missing information, like how big is the lot? It doesn't tell me. It says that there's part of an HOA, but it doesn't seem to be within a gated community. Let's see what this says. Seller financing available. Welcome to Casa Nim, your tranquil retreat nestled within the vibrant agri-hood of Huerta Hermosa Pescadero. Agri-hood. I think that's they coined a term, agri-hood. This charming single-level home offers a perfect blend of comfort and sustainability, ideal for those seeking a peaceful lifestyle amidst nature's bounty of an affordable price. One of Casa Nim's outstanding features is its construction with structural polyurethane panels. Not only do these panels provide exceptional durability and structural integrity, but they also offer superior insulation properties during the scorching summer months. These panels help keep the interior cool and affordable, reducing the need for excessive energy consumption. Step outside to discover your private outdoor oasis, where lush greenery and gentle breezes create a serene backdrop for an al fresco dining or simply unwinding amidst nature's beauty. I love the way this agent put up this description. I mean, he's really rocking it with this description, and he's 100% accurate. I can't say he's not. Don't miss your chance to make Casa Nim your own slice of paradise. And I mean, you really did a good job with this description. Seller's financing option: 30% down at closing, remaining balance financed by seller at 10% annual interest. Buyer to make interest only payments quarterly. Full balance due in 5 years. So they're offering you basically a balloon payment within 5 years, interest only payments every 3 months. That's up to you. We could always negotiate something different. But again, there is definitely some stuff we need to figure out. How big is this lot? Is the location properly identified on this listing? And these are the things I'm here for to help you guys. Okay. That's what I'm here to do for you. I'm here to do that due diligence and figure out, is this a property you really want to go check out and not miss out on, right? Is it a property of high interest to you? That's why I am your real estate Sherpa in Baja Sur. My name is Cid Chacon. And let's take a look at this last one here. And we're going to wrap it up. We're just over the 1 hour mark. Okay, so this property, just to be clear, we're back in Cabo San Lucas. Okay, we just drove another 30 odd minutes down south to Cabo. And where is this one located? Because it doesn't really give me a location. I know where we're at. Okay. So this area you hear right here, it's called Brisas del Pacifico. You see right here, this area right here, Brisas del Pacifico. This was like an expansion of downtown, not downtown, but as Cabo San Lucas was growing, I've been here 25 years. This was the next segment that was being developed basically when I first got down here about 25 years ago after downtown. And if you want to know what downtown is this area right here, literally. This is downtown, and then it spilled over into this area right here. You can almost see a line right here. And then it kind of spilled over into this section right here. And then there was this section. You can almost see another line right here. Like this is another big squared off section right here, okay, called Brisas del Pacifico. So this is an area that really started growing and developing about 25 years ago, okay? So it's not that old at all, and really growing. There's some schools here and whatnot. It's a very popular, by popular, I mean it's a little more densely populated, and it's where the locals live. Period. So if you are interested in living where the locals live, this would be it. Now that said, lots of restaurants, lots of services around you, et cetera, et cetera. This is more of a townhouse. I would say that these are adjoining walls, not common walls. These are adjoining walls that you see right here. They really wanted to take advantage of the width of the lot completely. Let's take a closer look at this. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,188 square feet for 136. At $136,000, I'm sure you can make an offer on this. It's got a nice little backyard, and I would say that you could potentially do long-term rentals on this, not Airbnb, long-term rentals on this, and you could hit very close to, if not hit that 1%, magical 1% per month, but you could hit very close to. What's nice about this is that there's likely no HOA, and your only expense on this as a foreigner would be your property taxes and your yearly trust fees on your purchase. Now, the trust fees will likely run you about $650 US, right around in there. It could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less, but not by very much. And your property taxes, and I like to be conservative, I always rather prepare you for more and then have you be delighted that it's less. So on something like this at $136,000, I would argue 0.2% on the high end. We're looking at maybe $270 property taxes on the high end. $270 property taxes, combine that with your 650. If I were to just make adjustments to round up right there, you're looking at 7, 8, under eight, around $8,800 a month between your property taxes and your trust fees. And then you rented this out, long-term rental, and get 10 to 12% return on investment. Not too shabby. Or maybe would you use it for yourself? It's up to you. This is the type of stuff that I like to share and teach with those young agents on how they can really make some money, because real estate is where a lot of wealth is made. So let me know if this is something that interests you. This was our last property on the hot sheet today. The hot sheet brought to you by ReloToBaja with Costaro Real Estate. That is our brokerage, Costaro Real Estate. ReloToBaja is your website, ReloToBaja.com, with Cid Chacon, and I am your real estate Sherpa in the Baja Sur, helping make sure every step you take is a solid one. Please, I'd love to share this with more of this with you guys, but I'm not too sure if you're following me. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any of these. We're going to be doing the hot sheet on a daily basis. Hopefully I'll get to do this a little bit faster, but depends on the number of properties there are. I like to get through all of them. Maybe I'll only pick a handful, maybe top 5 out of my choice. Let me know what you think. Would you like for me to just do the top 5 properties, or would you like for me to go through all of them? And let me know, because one never knows what you might find on the hot sheet brought to you by ReloToBaja. You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy your afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.